What is going on? Are you wondering how the Huntsville real estate market performed in the month of December 2023? And what do you think is going to happen at the beginning of 2024? Well, if that's you, stay tuned, because I'll give you a market update on the Huntsville area real estate market. Welcome back to Huntsville Dreamin'. My name is Justin Forehand. I am a local real estate agent here in Huntsville, Alabama, and I hope that you've had a great first 9 days of 2024. So far, it's been pretty hectic for me with dance competition this past weekend. The kids did great, so right in the middle of that competition season, we got a couple more coming up. But today, we're going to talk about how the market here in Huntsville, Alabama performed in December of 2023, and at the end of the video I'll tell how I think the January market will perform based on the previous 6 years of experience here in the Huntsville area. But first, we'll start off with Madison County. I'll put these graphics on either side of my head for you to see, but right now there is 1,232 active listings in Madison County. There are 494 pending, and for the month of December there were 460 properties that sold at an average sales price of $375,000. So right now the average sales price is about $375,000. I'll put a link to previous market updates in the description, so you can go back and see how the average sales price has performed over the last year. I've been doing these for about a year now, and $375,000 is up, but it's still below market average, across the United States, and especially in areas around DoD and government installations. So $375,000 is the average sales price for Madison County. $318,000 is the median sales price. Average days on market's 44. That's up substantially. This also could be just because the time of the year. I say this every year. The winter time is the slow months. So 44 days. The median days on market is 22. That's up from, say, probably summertime. And as of right now, there's a 3.1 month supply of properties in the Huntsville market. So that's if no properties were to come on the market after today and we were selling at the current sales rate, we would have 3 months of properties to sell. The average percentage to sales price is 98.3. So properties aren't selling at list price or higher right now. Average across Madison County, about 98% of what the list price is. $163 a square foot, and right now we're at 10.3 average showings to contract. So I think a couple months ago it was about 7. So as you can see, buying power is not that high right now, just because of interest rates and the increase in sales prices, and it just that affects how many showings it takes to get a contract, because the buying power is just not there like it was prior to that. I'm not going to go over these individually, but you can see the statistics on the screen based on price, how many sales there were, and then how many days on market. I'll go over the sweet spot. Seems to be $200,000 to $400,000 for Madison County in general, and between 200 and 300, 32 days on market, and then 300 to 400, 47 days on market. So that's a good nugget of information for if you're thinking about selling your house. Say you think your house is worth about $350,000. And you can just, in generalized area of Madison County, you can kind of think, my house probably on the market for about 40 to 45 days, just depending on that price range. So, and that can that can vary, as you see, as we go through the different areas around Madison County, based on where you're at. So that's just something to set an expectation. If you're thinking about selling your house, it's a good place to start. So that was Madison County. We'll go into Huntsville City proper. All right, active listings, there's 473. Pending properties, there's 202. And in December of 2023, there were 203,000 sold, or 203 sold, for an average sales price of $347,000. Median sales price was $310. Average days on market was 38, and median was 16. So as you can see, Huntsville compared to all of Madison County, we're down a little bit, or Huntsville is down a little bit from Madison County overall. That's because of places like Owens Crossroads and others like I'll go over here in a second. But as you can see, the monthly supply is kind of down in Huntsville, so only at 2.7. Average price to sales price is 97.8, a little bit lower than Madison County in general. And the average square foot, or average price per square foot, is $159. Average shows contract is about the same. And as you see on the right side of this, once again, 200 to 400 seems to be where most of the properties that are selling right now are priced. And as you can see, days on market in the 30s. So if you live in Huntsville, it also depends on where in Huntsville, but it's kind of just a general ballpark to start you out of what you can expect if you were to sell a house. All right, moving on to Madison. So here's one of the cities that caused that average sales price for Madison County to go up. As of right now, there are 301 properties on the market. There are 140 pending, and there were 102 that were sold in the month of December for an average sales price of $400,000. So as you can see right there, that pretty much just Huntsville and Madison together, it averages out to your $375 or so. Median sales price $339. Average days on market is 43. Median days on market 20. Monthly supply is up a little bit over the Madison County average, and average price to list price is 98.6. Average price per square foot is more in Madison than it is in Huntsville, about $10 more, and staying steady with what we've seen across Madison County so far, 10.5 showings to contract. And I didn't mention earlier, that's just a number that you can expect as a seller. When you put your house on market, it used to be like 1, but now you can expect there'd be about 10 showings before someone to submit an offer and then it be accepted. The sweet spot for selling in Madison, of course, is like the others, 200 to 400. The 200 300,000 range seems to go under contract quicker than the 300 to 400 range. That 200 300 is seems to be what's most affordable for most people right now, based on interest rates. So it causes that days on market to go down quite drastically compared to the higher end properties. All right, we're going to move on to Harvest. There are 119 active properties in Harvest, 50 that are pending, and 45 sold last month for an average sales price of $304,000. So what I like to say about Harvest and these outlying areas is, if you're willing to drive a little bit, you can spend a little bit less money for the same type of property that you could in Madison or Huntsville. The school systems are a little different, especially compared to Madison, but they're not bad. And if you'd like any kind of information on any of the schools in the Harvest area or any of these other ones, feel free to reach out. I can get you information. We can find out what schools are zoned for which properties that you're interested in, and we can help you make an informed decision on that. But if you're willing to drive a little bit further and A lot of times you can get a property that has more privacy, maybe not an HOA, things like that outside in a town like Harvest. So that may be something that's more important to you than just living within Huntsville or Madison. But as you can see, the average sales price is $304,000, which is $100,000 less than Madison. So if, you don't care to drive, that may be an option for you. Average days on market is 31. Median days on market is 10. The monthly supply is up above the Madison County average at 3.4 months. Average price to sales price is 98.9%, and average price per square foot is $156. And as we've seen so far, 10.1, it's about the average going to be across all these. The sweet spot in Harvest is 200 to 400,000. More houses sold last month that were in the 300 to 400,000 range. So a lot of these actually might be like new builds and things like that. Average days on market for those two are 23 and 31. So if you're selling, you can see that it may not stay on the market as long as it would if it were in Huntsville. And a lot of it has to do with the lower sales price and people that are willing to drive a little bit to get to work in Huntsville or places within Huntsville or Madison. Meridianville, this is another another suburb of Huntsville area. But we're see here the average sales price is way up. It's actually more than Madison for the month of December. Right now there are 136 properties that are active. There are 28 that are pending and 36 that sold last month. Average days on market is 51, and that's probably due to the increased sales price, or average sales price. Median days on market is 33. The month supply for Meridianville is the highest that we've seen so far at 4.4 months. And average price, the sales price is just right along what we've seen, along with price per square foot. Here, though, average showings to contract is 8.1. So what's probably happening here is not as many people are looking in the Meridianville area, and that just, it doesn't take that. You just don't have that many showings on a property compared to Huntsville or Madison. Once again, 200 to 400. As you can see, 300 to 400,000. Average days on market were 91 days. And probably had a property that possibly expired that stayed on the market for 3-4 months or longer, and it kind of skewed that whole thing. But that's probably what happened if you see that the 200, 300 was only 15 days. So, all right, moving on to Athens. Athens is a growing area, especially now that there's a Buc-ee's there, or close to. And right now there are 272 active properties, 66 pending, and 72 properties that were sold last month, for an average sales price of $322. So as you can see, Athens is actually in Limestone County, and average sales price is lower, except for Harvest, than anything that I've gone over so far today. Average days on market 35, median days on market is 10. Month supply 4. It's a little bit more than all of them except for Meridianville. Average price to sales price is 99%. Price per square foot is 164, and average showing to contract is 12.2. So it kind of looks like there may be more people looking in the Athens area right now. All right, and as everywhere else, 200 to 400 is the sweet spot for buyers in the Athens area. Okay, moving on to new market, we have 67 active properties. 30 pending properties and 39 properties sold for an average sales price of $328,000. If you know anybody that's interested in the New Market area, I have a listing right now that is pretty close to Tate Farms, and it's right around just above that average sales price. But if you're interested, reach out. I'll be glad to show it to you. And moving on, so 26 days, average days on market. Month supply is 3.3. Average sales to average price to percentage to sales price is 99.4. Average price per square foot 153, and then 5 showings to get to contract. Sweet spot here in New Market. The most that were sold last month were 300 to 400,000 range. Coincides with that 328, and just like I said, that listing I have is around 338 right now. So that seems to be the range for the New Market area. Moving on to Hazel Green, another suburb of the Huntsville area. We see here the sales price is way lower. 65 active properties, 20 that are pending, 18 that are sold in the month of December for an average sales price of $283,000. So Hazel Green is north of Huntsville, so there will be a drive that is required to you to get if you work in Huntsville proper or Madison or anywhere like that. But if you're willing to look in this area, you'll see properties that are, you know, at a lower listing price as compared to anywhere else in Madison County. Average days on market is 49. Month supply is 4.3. That's one of the highest. And average percentage to sales price is 99.4. Average showing to contract is only 7.5. It's like I said earlier, maybe down because people don't look in this area as much, but it takes less if there's less people looking. If that makes any sense at all. Here you see 12 properties sold in the 200 to 300 range. That seems to be the sweet spot for Hazel Green. And the last one I'm going to cover today, Owens Crossroads. This is one of the most sought after areas in the Huntsville area. There are 79 active properties, 34 that are pending, and 34 sold last month for an average sales price of $442,000. So this is one of the areas that make that 375 average for Madison County. Madison County overall up that high as compared to like Hazel Green or all those areas. But $442,000 is the average sales price for Owens Crossroads. For average days on market is 45. There's a 2.8 month supply of properties in Owens Crossroads with a average percentage to sales price 98.8. There are more people looking in this area, so 10 right at 10 showings per contract or to get to contract. And just like all the other areas, though, still the sweet spot 300 to 400,000. But there are more in this area, you know, than 1 million plus 900 a million that were sold in Owens Crossroads that may not have been sold in Hazel Green or areas like that. But this is how the Huntsville market performed in the month of December. For January, this listing that I have in New Market right now had a very slow month for showings, and I talked to other agents and they saw the same thing. And I've already had a showing and a little bit more interest so far in just the first 9 days of the month. So I think January it's going to tick up just like always. People are getting through the holidays. Companies are moving people because, you know, the holidays are over. It's time to move on to your next location. And so I think the market will reflect that. We'll see when we get to February when I do this video how the real estate market, but I think it's going to increase the speed of properties that are selling. It won't be that overall 44. I think it was 44. Yeah, 44 days on the market. it'll probably be in the 30s. If I had to guess, probably 38, in that range. The average sales price may go up just because sellers will know that the demand is coming, and even with interest rates coming down, it's putting more buyers into the market. I've got a friend that the other day said that we're seeing that buyers are re-entering that have been out for a long time. So they're re-entering the market, getting pre-qualified again, and they're starting to look again. So I think January is going to be a pretty good month. It's going to, of course, probably be more than this. The active listings may be down a little bit, just because some of these that are pending will close, and then that's what will burn through this month, and we'll see how many properties will go on the market to replenish that. So it'll be interesting what January looks like, and of course I'll put one of these out early February, and once all the numbers have been updated, and we'll see how it performs. So if you have any questions about the Huntsville area, if you want to talk about the Huntsville area market, just want to learn about what there is to do here, what's done for fun, what are the better places to eat, things like that, feel free to reach out. My phone number is 256-542-0226. I'd love to speak with you, talk to you. I love talking about real estate. I love talking about the city. It's one of the greatest cities in the country. We've lived here for 12 years and absolutely love it. We're going on this is our 13th year here. So it's a great place. Kids love it. A lot for them to do. Even though we homeschool, there is still a lot of opportunity for them to socialize and just be kids. So great place. If you want to learn more about Huntsville, feel free to reach out. Once again, phone number is 256-542-0226. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next week. Bye-bye.